And when Fausta was dying, did he share my anguish? Where was he the night before your arrival? At a banquet in Valerian's house. But I loved him. He was, as you rightly said, my God. I thought that everything was good and fair in him. He allowed me to love him, and I was the most enslaved slave to his wishes. Do you know what repelled me from him? Yes, I know, because your soul woke up again in your body, and you were no longer a female, but a woman. Exactly. I wanted to make my house respectable, and he asked to be transferred to Antioch at the consul's service, and ordered me not to follow him, and he took his favourite slave girls with him. Oh, I will not follow him. I have my daughter. I have everything. You may have come across a book called The Valtorta Enigma by Jean-Francois Lavere, which has an English edition, and it looks at many of the data of the poem of the man God, which suggest it's not a natural product, that it's of supernatural origin. There being information in there which meshes with historical details that we have, and is also unknowable by Maria Valtorta. One thing he gets wrong though, he says that Valerian is the husband of Valeria, and that's not true, because Valeria says, in what we've just heard, that her husband was at a banquet in Valerian's house, so her husband is not Valerian. Lavere speculates that Valerian may be Decimus Valerius Asiaticus, who was alive at the time of Jesus and was a prominent figure in Roman politics, became a senator and was fabulously rich and debauched. He was so rich he bought a prominent property in Rome, which Messalina, the wife of the Emperor Claudius, coveted. And to get it, she got Claudius to have him assassinated. That was in about 47 AD. But we can see his wealth, which is reflected in the poem of the man God, as Valeria mentioned, the banquet, and as mentioned earlier in this volume, the fourth volume, there's a reference to Valerian being the one who provides all the entertainment, but also Valerian's debauchery, because when he retired to that wonderful property he'd had renovated, he lived a life of debauchery, as is said in the Roman histories. And it was after that that he was executed on charges to do with complicated sexual impropriety, which was probably cooked up by Messalina, who was no shrinking violet herself. But his debauchery, not just his wealth, but his debauchery, fits well with the depiction of this man in the poem of the man God. Because we can go back to the early part of Jesus' public life, where we encounter Syntyche, who's a Greek slave who's run away from Valerian, who's tried to rape her, or was planning to rape her. He seems to have bought her for that purpose. And you can get the whole story from watching the video I did on that chapter some time ago. If you type in Syntyche, it should come up. And this is the girl who's named in the New Testament once by St. Paul. She's having an argument with, I think, Euodia, and he's asking somebody to intervene between them to settle whatever argument there is. When Syntyche mentions that she is owned by Valerian and she's desperate to escape him, Mary Magdalene says, Valerian, I'm never speaking to him again. And she tells he's one of the, quotes, the richest and filthiest Romans here. So that would fit with the historical character Decimus Valerius Asiaticus. But it's a bit speculative. We can't know for sure.